What is an addiction? Many scientists today agree that genetics and the environment play equal roles when it comes to an addiction. Now, an addiction affects nearly 23 million Americans today and should be treated with programs and treatments instead of medications. This is a major problem we face, and I know this because my field of expertise is in the pharmacy. First, we'll talk about addictions in general. Second, we'll focus on the treatments involved. And last, we'll talk about the current outlook. So let's start with addictions in general. According to CQ researcher in 2007, addictions are defined as a compulsion. This is not limited to alcohol and drugs, but also incorporates shopping and things like gambling. Now, a study in 2004 from Brandeis University found that addiction costs the American economy $400 billion each year. Now, the question of what causes an addiction and what's the best treatment remains a mystery. Scientists and clinicians argue that what's the cause of it? Some say that it's a genetic disease, while some say it's psychological. And this dispute causes a disagreement as to what's the best treatment. Excuse me. Usually there's two types of treatments. There's a medicated-based approach and a non-medicated. So let's focus on those two types of treatments. First one's the non-medicated, which uses people instead of drugs for recovery. These groups are, an example is AA, which is a 12-step program. These programs have helped countless amount of people fully recover from their addictions. Also, you have psychotherapy, you have counseling, which helps addicts actually discover what the root of the problem is or what the source of their addiction is. On the other hand, you have medication-based treatments. The medication-based treatments, in fact, brain scientists found that drugs actually affect the brain. They change it. They change the structure, and they change the way that people think. This causes addicts to go into relapse and to continue to abuse drugs and whatever else their addiction may be. All this information came from CQ researcher in 2007. Now, an example of a medication-based treatment is Suboxone. It's like methadone. It's a substitute for heroin and opioid painkillers. It's not a cure. It's just it just stops cravings, and it prevents cravings, and it's hard to overdose on, so it's hard to kill yourself with it, basically. While this may seem beneficial to some people, in the long run, treating drug addictions with more drugs seems to defeat the purpose. So now let's move along to the current outlook. New development as addictions increase, new developmental centers such as outpatient research centers are being built to help patients with their addictions. Hopefully in the future we have a better understanding of what specific treatment helps certain people, since there's no definitive treatment that helps everyone, which leads us to a quick fix versus a long-term approach. The quick fix seems to be for the medication-based treatments. These they don't seem to fully help the patient or the drug addict recover, while the long-term facilities have proven to help the patients fully recover and be drug-free. So to conclude, we talked about the addictions in general, we talked about the treatments involved, and we talked about the current outlook. Drugs alter our minds and our bodies, and the only way to beat addiction is from the support of other people, from other programs, treatments, without medication, and just to have a strong desire from within to conquer it. Thank you.